Cholo.
What's up, familia? Welcome inside the hotel room. Hope you guys are doing good. Keep in between the lines. Got your load secure. Okay, so here we got a state trooper that was killed um, on the side of the road who got hit by somebody that people are saying that shouldn't have a license. But this guy actually did have a valid CDL. And people are saying this guy shouldn't even have a Class C license, nonetheless a Class A for a big rig, right? So let's go ahead. Let's check out this story. Pull this up, and let's go ahead and let's break this down, Holmes. All right, because yeah, it's kind of off. Let's check it out.
TV investigates Kara Kenny. The parents of a Delaware County Sheriff's deputy are pushing for change after what they saw in a WRTV investigation. Corporal Blake Reynolds died on November 12th while helping a stranded motorist on I-69.
This is a flag that someone made.
All right, so he was helping out a stranded motorist who was broke down on the side of the road. You see that happen here and there.
Sentiments from strangers.
We just appreciate that outpouring.
Pour in from across the country.
This is a box of letters from law enforcement all across the country.
Offering condolences.
It just means a lot that they take that time to honor him.
Melissa and Bruce Reynolds.
And I ask the Lord every night to tell Blake I love him, I miss him.
All right, so these are the parents of the trooper that was killed.
Lost their oldest son, Corporal Blake Reynolds.
Is that your biggest fear?
Yes.
That
Yes.
he'll be forgotten.
Yeah. Definitely.
The wheels are turning on a way to honor Blake.
Why'd you reach out to me?
I appreciated the stories that you were doing. Nobody else was doing that kind of investigation.
The truck driver who is under investigation for losing
WRTV Investigates brought you two stories in 2025 about Teddy Johnson's driving record. Police say Johnson lost.
Okay, so that's the name of the truck driver, Teddy Johnson. And this is like a pretty bad accident right here.
Driving record. Police say Johnson lost control of his semi and hit and killed Corporal Reynolds. Using public.
Boy, that's the accident right there. That looks. I'm trying to figure out how this happened. I don't know which one Teddy Johnson was in. Gosh, man. All right.
Control of his semi and hit and killed Corporal Reynolds. Using public records from multiple states, WRTV Investigates checked Johnson's driving record from 2004 to present. We found at least 8 speeding tickets, 6 license suspensions, including for failure to appear for a driver's safety program, 3 violations for driving without a license, and 2 violations for unsafe lane movement.
Okay. All right. This is. I see on top. Now it says driving record 2004, but I see the date. I don't know if you guys can see it right here. It says 2003. Either way, 2004, 2003. 8 speeding tickets, 6 license suspensions, no valid, 3 times driving with no valid license, and 2 unsafe lane movements. Just basically switching lanes without putting your turn signal on. Now, looks like he had 2 of them in 2024. Or no, I'm sorry, he obtained his CDL in 2024 in Indiana. Okay, so he obtained. Gosh darn it, man. Okay, so this is going to be tough to go through this, okay? So it looks like he obtained his CDL in 2022 in the state of Michigan. Then it looks like he went ahead and transferred it to Indiana in 2024. So when he obtained his license, his CDL, I should say, his CDL, his commercial driver's license to become a trucker, in 2022, that was in the state of Michigan. All those other offenses, everything else that you guys see on the list right here, all this was all without his CDL before he got his CDL. Okay. So he was not a truck driver. This was all as a Class C, regular four-wheeler, all these suspensions, all this stuff, all of it. Because what it says right here, let's see if I can put the arrow right there, right there. He obtained his regular driver's license in Michigan in 2019. So after all this nonsense, after going through all this from 2004, 2006, 2007, he had 1, 2, 3, 4 speeding violations, 2 suspensions. Then in 2008, he had 2 more violations. 2009, he had 2 more violations. 2010, he had 1, 2 violations. 2013, he had 2 violations. 2019, he got caught driving without a license. That was in the beginning of 2019. Then looks like just about 2 months later, after he was caught driving without a license, he obtained his regular driver's license. Then in 2021, he gets another speeding ticket. In 2021, again, driving without a license, 2 times. It's the same date. So I don't know if that's 2 different violations or 1. But nonetheless, in 2022, he gets his CDL. His CDL to become a trucker in the state of Michigan, and then he transfers it over to the state of Indiana. Wow. Okay.
The most recent came in October 2024 when Johnson was convicted for violating the move over law in North Carolina, unlawfully passing an emergency or public safety vehicle.
That man shouldn't have been behind the wheel of a truck at all. My son did everything he was supposed to do. He parked appropriately on the side of the road to protect the other drivers from.
Did I see that? The move over violation. Unlawfully. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's right. Okay. Now, I don't know if that was in his personal vehicle or as a trucker. That's right. Unlawful pass. Yeah. The move over violation. Yep.
3 violations for driving without a license and 2 violations for.
Had his lights on. He did everything right.
Despite more than a dozen driving-related violations in his personal vehicle, Johnson got a commercial driver's license in.
All right. It's important to remember all these violations, okay? All these violations happened before he got a Class A license, okay? Because if he were to do this in his personal vehicle while he had a CDL, he would lose his CDL. Okay, this happened before he got his CDL. So it's you got to remember that.
Violations in his personal vehicle, Johnson got a commercial driver's license in Michigan in 2022. He transferred his CDL to Indiana in December 2024.
He had a horrible driving record. So why is he behind that vehicle?
Experts tell us the responsibility is largely on trucking companies to check a driver's history.
If you, as a news station, can find out this information, they can too.
The Reynolds are pushing for legislation to improve the vetting process for semi-truck drivers.
I think as Indiana, we've got to be tougher, and we can lead the way in doing better background checks. And they have to have the ability to look at that record and say, we're not giving you a license to drive a 20 to 40 ton truck.
The Indiana BMV says it reviews CDL applicants to make sure the driver's license is not suspended or disqualified in another state.
I like it in Indiana. It's not DMV, it's BMV, right? Instead of department, it's bureau.
We should be better than any other state because we hand out these commercial driver's license like they're going out of style. I would like our state representatives to pick up this mantle.
Do you think what happened to your son could have been prevented?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
The Reynolds hope no other families receive a call like they did.
The sheriff called back and said, Bruce had him on speaker, and he said, "Bruce, I'm so sorry, he's gone." It was just a way.
Which is why they hope to turn pain into purpose.
You know, years from now when we're gone, I still want his name to be remembered. I still want people to say his name.
We've been unable to reach Teddy Johnson for comment. The investigation into the crash is still underway. No criminal charges have been filed at this time.
Wait a second. This dude's not locked up? This Teddy Johnson dude is not, no criminal charges filed yet? Wow. Okay. Damn. All right. Okay. So, look, I know somebody who got, shoot, I forgot, man, like 7, 8 DUIs. They actually even went to prison for so many DUIs, right? And now they have a license, a valid license. Now they don't have a CDL, but they got a valid license. Okay. Now, this guy, this Teddy Johnson character, obtained his regular license in 2003 and got his first violation in 2004. Now, throughout all this here, okay, he did lose his license. Okay, there is no DUI here. There is no hardcore accidents or anything of that sort, right? There's speeding. There's driving without a license, driving with a suspended license. There's all that stuff. Okay, should they do something about, like, okay, look, check this out. Because you have all these violations, you are no longer eligible to get a CDL. Right? There's no accidents on here that I can see. I mean, there's a lot of jacked up stuff, just like I said, just like driving with no license and speeding and unsafe lane movement and things of that nature, right? He lost his license quite a few times. Should that now disqualify somebody from getting a CDL in the future? Let's remember this, okay? This is all in a span of over 20 years. So this is not, hey, this all of this right here just happened last year and now he got the CDL. No, this all happened in a span of over 20 years. So in over 20 years, you can get things cleaned up a little bit here and there. Now, as a trucker myself, I can tell you guys this. You cannot go to traffic school as a truck driver. All right. Once upon a time, when I first got my CDL, yeah, you could. And by the way, I was speeding going down the Cajon Pass, and at that time, that was the last final year as a Class A, okay, commercial driver, as a truck driver, that you were able to go to traffic school, and I did, and I got that cleaned up. The year after that, they did away with it, and they said no more. If you have a Class A, there is no more traffic school for you. But if you got a Class C, yes, they're a little bit more lenient. So some of this stuff he was able to clean up with either money or going to traffic school here and there, whatever it may be. But the thing is, now obviously if you have a horrific car crash or something, maybe that should disqualify you from getting a CDL. But if you have this much, right, even though there's nothing really that major here, should it disqualify you from getting a CDL? I mean, even at some of the speeding violations, I mean, it says it right here. Look, one of them is pretty bad. One of them is bad. Okay. He was going 68 in a 30-mile-per-hour zone. Okay. That's pretty bad. Some of these other ones, going 72 in a 55-mile-per-hour zone, Going 71 in a 60-mile-per-hour zone, that one, I don't know. That one's not that bad. 75 miles per hour in a 60-mile-per-hour zone, again, not that bad. Going 40 in a 25, I don't know. Was that a school zone? Going 74 in a 55, going 81 in a 55. Okay, now we're getting up there. So, but he doesn't have any accidents that I'm able to see here. Just a lot of infractions and just, and it's in the span of over 20 years. So he was able to get this stuff cleaned up and then go apply for a CDL. But the question now, they said the companies should come down. Now, I don't know what they mean by that. I don't know if they mean by the programs. I don't know how he got his CDL. Okay, I don't know how he got his CDL. Did he go to school or did he go to one of these one of these major carrier programs? So I don't know what they mean by that. Should these programs look into, okay, listen, guy, you got all these infractions. Yeah, sure. Maybe they're not that bad. It's not like you're killing anybody on the road, but at some point, even though all this stuff happened in a span of over 20 years, at some point you need to be disqualified from getting a CDL because it's a pattern of behavior. All this is a pattern of behavior. And all this stuff, because it happened before he got his CDL, any one of these things right here will cost him his career. Well, not every single one of them. Like the unsafe lane movement. I mean, it's still a moving violation. But yeah, this stuff would definitely, just the pattern of behavior, it will kill his trucking career. So he got a CDL. If he continues with a lot of this nonsense, which he has proved that that's who he is over the span of over 20 years, it's got to disqualify you from getting a CDL. But apparently it doesn't. Apparently it doesn't, because all this happened before he became a truck driver. So, but now somebody's dead. Now somebody is dead. So, what's your guys' thoughts on this, man? In my opinion, look, and look, people can change for sure, right? People can change. They could say, hey, man, that's when I was young, dumb, foolish, driving like an idiot, didn't care. But now I want to get my life together. I want to become a truck driver, be a little bit more responsible. But look, at some point, man, all these violations, even though they're not that major, I mean, some of them could be pretty bad, right? But you need to be disqualified from getting a CDL. Probably just disqualified from getting a license, period. But especially a CDL. But anyway, look, somebody's dead. You know, probably could have been prevented. But you guys let me know, man. What's your guys' thoughts on all this? As always, live your life like you're on the road. Be aware of surroundings and always keep a safe distance. Blood makes you live. Below makes you fair. Until next time, this is Thecholotrucker. Over and out.